Solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more. Call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
916-520-9990 Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on SacTown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Hi, this is Henry Turner. No one likes waiting. Sometimes, even minutes can feel like an eternity. So imagine if you're youth waiting for a mentor. It seems like years. Big brothers and big sisters of the greater Sacramento area need your help. More than 100 kids in the Sacramento, Yolo, and South Placer County are waiting for someone to in their potential. Come on, Sacramento. Stand up. Let's do this the high flyer way. With your help, we can make this thing a slam dunk. Join us at bbbs.sac.org or call 916-646-9300.
It's time for game night, getting you ready for Sacramento Kings basketball.
He's got the bucket!
Game night is presented by Power Business Technology, your locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Contact them at 844-POWER-BZ or visit them at powercopiers.com. Here's your host, Scott Marsh, alongside the high flyer, Henry Turner.
And a very pleasant good evening to you. Welcome into game night. We are coming to you live from Tom's Watch Bar. We are in the Doco right next to the Golden One Center. And high flyer, to say this place is off the hook would be an understatement right now. It's got a feel of a Game 7 playoff game right now down here in downtown Sacramento.
You know what, Scott? I just have one thing to say to all the Sacramento Kings fans. I see a lot of blue jerseys down here in the Doco. You know what? If you're a Kings fan, come on down and represent, because I tell you what, the Warriors are out and about. You see a lot of blue floating around through here.
That is very, very true. Tom's Watch Bar is absolutely packed. I'm sure if you come down, they might be able to find you a spot still. People still coming in. A great place to watch not only your Kings games, but everything else going on in the sporting world. Great food as well. We'll be here until 6:30 tonight, getting you ready for Kings Live pregame. Again, the Kings and the Warriors, and there's not a better way to start after the break than to have the Warriors in town.
You know what? We still trying to push this Battle of the Bay thing. Is it real? I think so. Until either one of these teams really show their dominance, because we're right there with Golden State in the standings, Scott. We're still in the hunt. We're still in the fight. So are they. So, when these two teams match up, they got to bring it, man, because both of these teams are trying to fight for that exact same spot.
They are indeed, and of course, both teams making significant moves before the break. We know the De'Aaron Fox situation here in Sacramento. We're familiar with the Jimmy Butler situation for the Warriors. The Warriors have new hope. Draymond Green during the break has come out and said he thinks they can win a championship. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if Draymond believes it or not, but he's saying it now.
Hey, you can't be mad.
No.
You know what? If he really believes that, you can't be angry at all. And even if he don't believe it, at least he's coming out and saying that's still what they're shooting for. And, and anybody that's a competitor, I'm with that, because you have that championship spirit.
No doubt. There's a positive energy back with the Warriors, because let's face it, they were kind of going the other way until they made that move. They're 3-1 with Jimmy buckets now. And, of course, we know how great Jimmy is in the postseason should the Warriors be able to get there. As for the Kings, obviously, it was a tough loss to end the break to the Pelicans. It was a punch to the gut before heading into the break, but they've had the long rest. We've talked about this team needing some time to get together. It's not like they've had a ton of practices over the break, only a couple since coming back, but I'm really interested to see what version of this Kings team we see now.
I am too, Scott, because, I was one that was definitely beating on, wanted to see this basketball team with a couple of practices under their belt. I honestly think, and I've been taking a beating for this, but, hated to see De'Aaron go.
Yep.
But I honestly think that if you look at the overall roster of this basketball team, they're more so of a solid team now. I think it's all now comes down to how are you going to be able to utilize these guys, put them in the best possible position to succeed, and then see if we can win some games.
No doubt. They addressed weaknesses, which they had clearly inside, getting Valanciunas. That was key. Jake LaRavia, we'll see if he ends up playing more, but a long guy who can play the 3 and 4 spot. They got Markelle Fultz, the backup at the point. So they expanded the roster. Did they get more talented than having a De'Aaron Fox? That's a debatable question, but they do have more pieces to work with.
Let me say this, and I'm going to start with the big fella. I'm going to start with Valanciunas. Let's keep this thing 100, Scott. Valanciunas is nobody's second center.
No.
Not in this league. He's a starter on any team that he would go to.
Yep.
Okay? My thing is this. When Valanciunas comes in the game, he's going to kill, torture any second-tier center in this league. If I'm coaching the Sacramento Kings, I am throwing the ball down to him every single time, and I'm going to punish the other team's center.
Nope.
Now, you talk about, do you have something coming off the bench? This guy can score, okay?
Yeah.
We lost to them 6 times last year, and he was a huge part of that.
He was a monster part of that.
So I'm just saying, this year, he don't have to be your first option, but I'll tell you what, he would be my main option coming off the bench.
Yeah, and we'll find out just how much Sabonis and Valanciunas end up playing together. We saw the big man combo towards the end of going into the break.
Right, that can be utilized too, Scott, but I'm just saying, when he comes in for Sabonis, and it's only him at the center spot, utilize that man. See if he can give you something. I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, whoever is guarding him man-to-man down there is not going to be able to handle it.
No, they're not wanting to get in front of him, that's for sure. He is one big man. As for Markelle Fultz, he was the signee. It was interesting. As I was walking into the arena tonight, I walked in with his brother Jordan, who had just flown in first time inside the Golden One Center.
Okay.
He's tight with Markelle, caught up with him a little bit. According to Jordan, Markelle is fully healthy. He's excited to be in a Kings uniform. He's looking at this as another opportunity. We know it's been a rough go for him during his NBA career. He's had some bright moments. He's had a lot of low moments with the injuries, but he's looking at it as a chance to resurrect his NBA career.
With a guy like Fultz, I'm pretty sure he's looking at this as another chance to show what he can do. Early on, he didn't get a chance to show his best self because, let's keep it 100. The dude was hurt. He was injured for a long period of time. So now he's AKA healthy.
Yep.
He's starting off with a new team, a team that needs another point guard. So let's see what he's able to bring. How much he's going to be able to play, don't know. But is he a guy that we should be able to utilize? No doubt.
No doubt. As you look at the Western Conference standings right now, the Kings are 28-27. The Warriors are 28-27. Both of them are sitting tied for the number 9 spot, which would put them in the play-in, but they would have to win 2 games to get into a playoff situation, which just makes this game tonight even more intriguing.
Scooter, we started this early on saying that every last single game down to the teeth of the season is going to be very, very important for the Kings. The Kings were very lackluster in the first half of the season. They didn't build up any type of equity. So now they're in a situation to where it's, this is where the rubber hits the road. They have to win. If they want to be able to at least keep their eye on the prize and, still try to get to the playoffs through the play-in, they're going to have to win basketball games, and they're not going to be easy games. When you look at who's all down there, Dallas Mavericks only 2 games ahead. You have the Sacramento Kings. Then you have the Golden State Warriors, who's tied with us. 2 games behind us are the Phoenix Suns. So it's not going to be no easy haul by any means necessary, but the Kings can do it, but they have to win, Scooter.
They have to win, and that poses the question, how much do they have to win to A, stay in the play-in, and B, maybe move themselves up to a top 6 if that's still possible. They're only 3 games behind the Clippers right now. They're currently sitting in the 6th spot.
I'll tell you what, they're going to have to win against teams like the Clippers. They're going to have to beat Minnesota. They're going to have to go out and beat Dallas. They're going to have to beat the Warriors. They're going to have to beat the Phoenix Suns. Those are the games that the Kings, those are must-have games for the Kings, because you don't want to be in that tie with them and then don't have the tiebreaker.
No doubt. And, of course, just for the tiebreakers like they're talking about tonight, they're going to see the Warriors one more time.
Right.
The series is even right now. That even makes it a little more important.
Right. I mean, all of those things are going to come to fruition. It's going to come down to it at the end of the year. So, the Kings coming out the break need to take care of business. It's always that cliche. The NBA really don't start playing until after the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, nobody is dropping games, so that means the Kings got to go out and win them.
No doubt. It is on for the Kings. It's kind of the stretch run now. 27 games left to see what they can do, and it's more than just trying to get into the play-in or playoffs. That's the ultimate challenge. But if you look at some of the subplots here, you have Doug Christie still with the interim tag as head coach. He's playing for his head coaching life. Let's not diminish that as well. A great chance he could get extended, but he's got to prove what he can do right now. The front office has a lot to prove with this team. They've made major moves. How does it all come together? So there's a lot of things going on both on and off the court right now.
No, I'm with you, Scooter. It's a ton on the line, because when you look at this team, I'm pretty sure this organization is going to look at this team at the end of the year and make a decision. Do you still want to try to build with this basketball team, or do you want to just blow this thing up and tear it down? Because you already moved your number one guy.
Yeah.
Right? You already moved him. You already moved your coach. And, Doug Christie has done a hell of a job. I don't know his future, but I hope it's a bright one, because I honestly think Doug could get the best out of these young men. So, at the end of the day, Doug Christie's job, the movement of this team, the front office, all of this stuff is definitely going to come up at the end of the year.
No doubt. We'll get into Doug Christie a little bit more when we come back here. We are at Tom's Watch Bar. It is absolutely packed. It is the place to be. Obviously, being inside the arena is the place to be. But if you don't have one of those lucky tickets, I understand they opened up some standing room only tickets. I don't know if they've sold out or not as well. But if you can't get inside the arena, come on down to the Doco, hang out at Tom's Watch Bar. It is lit right now here in downtown Sacramento. Game night being brought to you by Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Check out their full line of luxury vehicles at mbofstockton.com. More of Game Night right here, Sacktown Sports 1140.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another three-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down for 23 points. Match De'Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Old Spice Swagger Body Wash will make you the MVP of freshness and confidence. With its irresistible scent, it will transform your shower experience, leaving you feeling fresh on and off the field. Pair it with Old Spice Swagger Deodorant, the #1 aluminum-free brand that keeps you feeling like a Super Bowl champion 24/7 when used daily. But don't wait. This dynamic duo is available at Costco for a limited time only. Old Spice, official deodorant partner of the NFL and Super Bowl 59, where freshness meets football greatness.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
At Stockton Honda, we know how to honor a great deal. Like right now, during our President's Day sales event, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Save thousands with low APR financing and great lease rates on over 500 new Hondas at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Right here, Sacktown Sports, 1140. Scott Marshall on with the high flyer, Henry Turner. We're coming to you live from Tom's Watch Bar, the place to be. That's if you can't be inside the arena. Now, I'm not going to kid myself. I'm going into the arena after this is over.
Right.
But if I wasn't fortunate enough to be inside tonight, I would stay here.
Hey, I tell you what, though. I mean, it would be great if you can come out here and kick it before the game. And then when the game starts, you can just, mosey on over to the G1C. But this is a nice place, man.
Yeah.
And especially when the sun gets right. When the weather is right, G1 and the surrounding Doco area, you can't beat it.
It's second to none,
You
that's
can't
for sure.
beat it.
Yeah. All right, as we came back from the break, we wanted to talk about Doug Christie and the job he's done, right? He's winning at a 62% clip since taking over on that fateful day on December 28th when Mike Brown got let go, or December 27th. It was the 26th when they lost to the Pacers. Doug's done a great job so far, no doubt about it. I think he's been real creative, especially on the defensive end. But his team has changed, obviously, too, since he took over as coach. So as you look at the roster and how Doug Christie likes to play, he's a little bit more defensive-minded. He's a little more free-flowing on the offensive end. How do you think this new-look Kings roster matches up to Doug Christie's style?
I still think Doug Christie is still playing basically off of the Mike Brown system. This job here is so tough on Doug Christie. When you look at what he's done for this team, he gets an A+ for me just by still being in the hunt, Scott.
Yep.
I mean, you think about it. You remove De'Aaron Fox. Okay, you bring in, first of all, Debo is still a first-year player.
Yep.
All right? Then you bring in Zach LaVine, right?
Yep.
You bring in Valanciunas. You bring in LaRavia, all these other pieces, man, and you got to make all of this work while on the fly.
Yeah.
No practice, none of this. And he's been able to have over a 60% winning ratio. The dude gets my vote straight off the bat.
No doubt. And, of course, the thing that Doug's most concerned about, I mean, every coach says this. Doug fully means this. As we hear a commercial running in our background there, Chris, if you could take care of that.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento.
We'll get it eventually.
Hey, that's what happened.
Doug Christie's most concerned about
Sacramento weather
playing
is brought
hard,
to you by
right?
Folsom Lake Kia.
You know what? His main thing is, number one, playing hard for this organization. Number two, he wants these guys to really lock down defensively. He understands offense comes and goes, Scott. But in order for you to win and win on a consistent basis, you have to be able to have some remnants of a defensive presence. And that's his main thing right now.
No doubt about it. And if there's one thing about Doug Christie that we all know about as a player, nobody played harder than DC.
And I like that, Scott, because when you look at a lot of basketball teams, a lot of teams take on the persona of their coach. We talk about New York and how hard-nosed they are and how they play. They take on a little persona of Tibbs. The same thing with the San Antonio Spurs. They play Pop style. They take on Pop persona. So, with Doug being a hard-nosed player, understanding that the defense gets you where you need to be, if the team takes on his persona, I'm with that.
No doubt. And we'll see if they can continue with that pace. Obviously, for the Kings, Zach LaVine's been in the Kings uniform for 6 games. We haven't seen the best of Zach yet. He's going to have to get going if the Kings are going to make a run.
You know what I would do?
What's that?
This is what I would do.
Okay, let's hear it.
I would go to Zach and say, okay, Zach, you know what? Tell me your 2 favorite plays you ran in Chicago. Where you felt comfortable, you like getting the ball in that position, it feels very familiar to it. Give me those 2 plays, and we're going to run them. We're going to run them. It's a lot to be said, Scott, for when you're running a familiar system. Yeah, he can play and to read and react, but you're going to get the best out of Zach LaVine running something that he's been running for the last 6 years. So I would definitely implement some of Chicago stuff. And I'm sorry. You know what? he's really the head of our snake now.
Yeah.
So I would take a little bit out of Billy Donovan book. Matter of fact, I might have called him. Hey, Billy, Amy, look, man. No disrespect, but I need a little bit of them plays you got for Zach.
Hey, and keeping it real, if the Bulls keep playing like they are, Billy Donovan might be available for an assistant coaching spot next year here in Sacramento.
But hey, no, we got to get it done before Billy get here.
Sure.
Yeah,
saying. We don't have
we
time
might be
to
in the same spot with Billy too.
That is very true. You mentioned the Spurs, and obviously we know the De'Aaron situation there. A much more serious situation right now for the Spurs with Victor Wembanyama.
Oh, no doubt.
Blood clot in his shoulder, shut down for the remainder of the year. First and foremost, we just hope Victor Wembanyama is able to take care of it. He's expected to make a full recovery from that, but he will not play again this year. And if we're keeping it just in terms of basketball, since the Spurs 24 and 29, they were in position to perhaps make a run out of play-in and pass the Kings. And now with Wemby off the floor, that seems a lot less realistic.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. But I tell you what, they still have, D-Fox is still doing his thing.
He is. Had a great game last night for them.
He's playing good basketball because they're letting him play his style, right? He still get to push the ball.
Yep.
He's still going from left to right.
Yeah.
Right? He's still doing the exact same things that he was doing here in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Does that sound familiar, Scooter?
It sounds familiar.
If you're going to get the best out of your guy, you have to put him in a system that's familiar. That's why I'm saying, Zach, give me your two best plays, bro, and this is what we're going to run for you. To help you get going to where when things get stagnant, this is what we're running.
Yeah, De'Aaron had 25, 9, and 8 last night as they beat the Spurs. We'll go through games from last night, games coming up in our next segment. All right, let's turn our attention to the Warriors a little bit. We have to. They're in town. Obviously, there's a lot of Warriors fans here as well. We understand that. Jimmy Butler, as we said, rejuvenated Steph Curry and Draymond Green. They've got belief again that they can compete. How significant do you think that trade is? Is it something that's a short-term boost, or is it something that's really going to make them a factor here in the Western Conference?
I would say more so a short-term boost, but it could be long-term because of what the Golden State Warriors can do. If Jimmy Buckets come in and play like we know Jimmy Buckets can.
Yeah.
All right. If the Warriors utilize him the exact same way he was being utilized in Miami, well, they got a hell of a basketball player, and now all you got to do is keep Draymond and Steph doing what they do, legitimate three. So if they can acclimate him to where he feels comfortable, yes, that could be a very dangerous thing because they have enough coming off the bench to where they can make a run. Now, can they make a championship run? I seriously doubt it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if and when Kuminga comes back. I think that's such a huge piece. He's injured. He won't play tonight, obviously still trying to recover from that ankle, that deep ankle sprain. But if they get him back in the mix, boy, watch out.
It changes a lot.
It does.
It really changes a lot. And then, want to see what they're going to be able to do because, like you said, once Kuminga come back, it's going to be a legitimate small ball thing, right?
Yep.
Because Kuminga plays the 4, right? Jimmy Buckets at the 3.
Yeah.
And you got Steph at the 1.
A lot of versatility there.
Yes, and the thing about it is that Draymond's going to play the 4. So there's really not going to be a 5 on the floor for them. They still have Looney. They can throw out there in case of emergency, break glass, but their core are small ball guys.
They are indeed. Right now, the play-ins would be Minnesota, Dallas playing each other, Kings and Warriors, a matchup that we're going to see tonight. It would be an identical matchup from what we saw last year in the first play-in game.
And you talk about, is the Battle of the Bay thing real?
Yeah.
If that would fire up again this
All
year, that's going to let you know exactly what these two teams think about each other.
All right, I'm going to ask you something here. Maybe it's a little crazy, but I think it is worth asking at least. In terms of popularity right now in the NBA, Kings-Warriors, is it the biggest, newest rivalry in the league? I mean, in terms of playoff ratings, the Kings-Warriors series got the highest rating of all the first-round series 2 years ago. The play-in game was the highest-rated play-in game. How big on a national stage has this rivalry become?
I think it's warming up, Scott. I still don't think it's the biggest, but it's something that the league likes pushing now. years ago, the Golden State Warriors got all the shine and the Kings got nothing. You know, they was just in the backyard. So now I think that the league is starting to utilize, okay, the Kings have something going on, and Golden State is still trying to relive what they once built. So it's something to push.
No doubt. Keeping it real, is it 80-20 because of the Warriors still at this point?
I would say so.
Maybe not 2 years ago when the Kings had that up-and-coming season and had the 3 seed and all that.
As long as they got Steph and Draymond, they're going to always have the hands up. You know, put it this way. That year we came in third. The next year, if the Kings would have came in fourth, it would have been huge, humongous, because, you would say, okay, they still have Draymond. They still have Steph. But the Sacramento Kings had the up-and-coming. You know, I called it kind of like the changing of the guard.
Right.
Because we had our sentiment of Steph and Clay also.
Yeah.
You know, we had 2 big-time guards that was getting things done for us. But seeing that we've done a bunch of changing and now everything is still up in the air, I don't think we still have the same type of mystique that we had when we came in third.
Yeah, no, it's not quite the same at the moment, but a new-look Kings, if they could catch fire here, who knows? They might be able to relive it. All right, game night's being brought to you by the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Sacramento. If you're looking for a great cause, something to help out kids who could use an outside mentor in their lives, Big Brothers, Big Sisters is for you. For just a few hours a month, you can impact the life of a child. Call 916-646-9300 or visit bbbs-sac.org to learn all about it. More of Game Night coming to you live from Tom's Watch Bar. We're in the Doco. It is absolutely packed. Everybody ready for this one tonight. What a way to kick off the second half of the year. Kings and Warriors coming your way. Sacktown Sports 1140.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Dirk Verdoren in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Expect mostly clear skies as we head through the evening and overnight tonight. Temperatures eventually dropping off into the mid to low 40s. Expect light winds and mostly sunny skies on Saturday with temperatures warming into the upper 60s to lower 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Coach Christie here with the winning play for you. Shop Folsom Lake Kia right now for low payments and zero down deals with approved credit. Go see my friends and upgrade your ride today or shop FolsomLakeKia.com.
High Voltage Live boxing action returns to the venue on March 8th as Uppercut Promotions presents Thunder Showdown 2 with 8 big fights on the bill featuring top-level veterans and the best in up-and-coming new names. Scheduled fighters include names like cruiserweights Blake McKernan and Sean Miller. It's a night of great boxing action you won't want to miss. It's Thunder Showdown 2 coming March 8th to the venue at the Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Fight cards subject to change. See Thunder Valley website for scheduled lineup.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
I plan to rearrange my closet, but I stopped after picking the clothes up off the floor.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's award-winning language learning app will help you start speaking another language. Start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Comment tu t'appelles? Comment tu t'appelles? Vous êtes où?
Vous êtes où?
Babbel's bite-sized lessons make it easy to learn words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks,
"How's your French going?"
you can say,
Babbel est amusant et facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue. Et cela ne prend que 15 minutes par jour.
when you want to really learn another language, it starts with Babbel. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Are you feeling trapped by a timeshare you barely use? With maintenance fees piling up, calls from creditors, and the stress of mounting interest, it's time to break free. At RFA Cancellation, they specialize in legally canceling timeshares. If you've received a maintenance fee bill and don't know what to do, you're not alone. Over 2,000 people hired RFA Cancellation last year, and they're no longer paying those fees this year. Imagine starting 2025 free from collections, daily calls, and endless bills. Whether your timeshare is sitting unused or you're overwhelmed by unexpected costs, they're here to help. Call RFA Cancellation today, 800-823-1687. That's 800-823-1687. Their friendly experts will guide you through every step ensuring a smooth and stress-free process. Don't let another year go by. Get in touch and take the first step toward freedom. RFA Cancellation, your path to financial relief.
The huge President's Day sale is on at Maida Chevy, Sacramento's Silverado headquarters. Save $10,250 off MSRP after rebates on new half-ton Silverado LT. After rebates with over 50 in stock. And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections in the Sacramento area. $10,250 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big. Huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
I'm George Washington, and I approved this message. Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. 5 in the Southern Restaurant 2011 or newer Chevrolet.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Welcome back into Game Night right here, Sacktown Sports 1140. We're coming to you live from Tom's Watch Bar here in the Doco. What a night it is. Kings and Warriors kicking off the second half of the season, and the schedulers could not have planned it any better than they did tonight.
Good night, Scott. It's a good evening. The sun is out. Not a cloud in the sky. It's nice weather.
And the NBA got it right, too. Putting these two teams together tonight.
This is nice. I like it a lot.
It really is fantastic. And speaking of fantastic, High Flyer, we have a new game night sponsor.
Oh, nice.
That I want to talk about. A friend of yours who you know well. You go in there quite a bit. Talking about Howard's Gumbo, the best gumbo place in Sacramento.
Man, let me tell you something. I love that place. Every time I'm down there, let me tell you, they have some of the best fried fish you got. No problem. Take one. Take it over there.
Adding out our King's towels.
All right, you let him have it. That's good. You know, they got some of the best fried fish, man. Some of the best gumbo in the business. Yes, you can have a towel. Go right ahead. All right. If you like down home Southern cuisine, it's the place to be.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. They're open Thursday through Sunday, 11 to 8, Thursdays and Fridays. On the weekends, 2 to 8, 2120 Marconi Avenue. Trust me, you are in for a treat, and we're very proud to have Howard Gumbo as part of our game night sponsor. You'll be hearing a lot more about them throughout the remainder of the season. All right, let's break this thing down tonight. As we said, Kings and Warriors, and we're going to look at the injury report in the next segment. But right now, we want to go around the league, get you caught up on some of the other news going on. And, we have to say it because it is news, and I know it's not the thing you like to talk about the most, but LeBron went for 40 again last night. Second time that he's gone for 40 as a 40-year-old.
You know what? I really have to tip my hat and really have to salute greatness. When you are 40 years old, and Scott, I played all the way till I'm 38. So when you're 40 years old and your game doesn't seem like it has slowed down any, and you can go out and perform at the very highest level, such as LeBron James, I salute you, bro. I have to. Even though I hate the Lakers, I am not a Laker fan, but just as a fan of basketball and a fan of greatness, LeBron, you're one of the best.
He's still defying age. It's no doubt about it. The Lakers beating the Trailblazers last night. Luka sat down. He's not playing back-to-backs yet, so we still haven't fully figured out how that dynamic duo is going to work. We assume that it will, but before the break, they lost to the Jazz, and coming out of the break, they lost to Charlotte. Those are not two necessarily great losses.
Not for them.
No, not for anybody.
Because, that's going to put them back down in the hunt. And I don't think the Lakers want to be in the hunt because the hunt's going to be tough.
Yep.
When you got to get down there, you really got to go out and you have to hunt for food. You got some big-time predators out there.
For sure. Right now, the Lakers are in the 5 spot, 33-21. They're only a half game behind the Rockets, trying to get a top 4 seed. And, of course, that would be big because it would give them –
We're converting all Warriors.
Give them some home court advantage.
We're converting all Warrior fans.
Henry, you're on fire tonight out here.
We're converting all Warrior fans.
Throwing the Warrior fans Kings towels. I love that. All right. Let's see. Here's some other news from around the league tonight. How about this? Bobby Portis banned 25 games for positive tests for a banned substance. His agent came out and said he accidentally took the wrong painkiller that's on the NBA banned substance list.
But, Scott, for him to get 25, I mean, I haven't had and haven't even been involved
Yeah.
in substance abuse.
Yeah.
But isn't it a certain situation to where you get a warning first, and it's like a first, a second, and then a third offense before you start getting a suspension like that?
Great questions. I mean, according to this, he violated the anti-drug policy, and I believe it was his first offense.
Is that his first offense?
I want to say it is. I can't confirm that at the moment. Portis is not going to appeal the suspension, so you got to feel like he is accepting it, and it basically is saying he inadvertently took the wrong painkiller, but is not questioning that it was definitely what he did, and that the suspension will not be appealed.
You know, I kind of look at it through a side eye too, Scott, because Milwaukee was trying to move him.
Yeah.
Okay. And, sometimes it gets to be a little bad blood between you and the organization. And is it one of those things to where, okay, I'm going to accept this because I'm looking to move on anyway?
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. I mean, the bad news, he's out 25 games. Obviously, Milwaukee's fighting for playoff positioning. Kuzma's really going to have to step up, especially with Middleton traded as well. The good news is they'll have him back for the playoffs. So, and I think that's in part maybe why he's not appealing the suspension. He doesn't want to drag it out because he knows that the Bucks are going to be in the playoffs and wants to be back for that. As for the overall length of the suspension, Doc Rivers came out and said basically, without going into specifics, the rules are the rules. I get it, but there is also human circumstances, common sense to me. Bobby's not a cheater. To me, that's what we have to try to figure out, how to change this thing a little bit, because it seems like it's a little excessive.
That's what I'm saying, Scott. That's why I'm like, wow, really? That's not a hand slap.
No, that's a lot of money.
Right.
25 games that cost him millions of dollars.
Slap.
Yeah.
And, it's been previous years where we've seen guys get hand slaps, 2-game suspension, 3-game suspension, 7-game suspension. To come right off the bat and say, bam, 25-game suspension.
Yeah.
I'm with Doc.
Yeah. That's a lot. It's a lot of cheese. No doubt about that. Let's see here. How about this? Trae Young, Ice Trae, getting a little icy. There was some comments after they lost last night saying that the refs are quote-unquote one-sided after they lost to the Magic.
Trae is in a situation now to where he's been in Atlanta for a while. He's been the head of the snake. They expected great things from him, and right now he hasn't delivered, and things are getting tough, and he's a little agitated. So when he don't get the calls that he think he should get, he's definitely verbalizing them. But it's a situation to where, I honestly think Trae needs to move on and try to find something different.
Yeah, we'll see if he has to cough up some cheese after the remarks. He said they shot 10 more free throws than us. And I feel like if you asked anybody around the league, you would know that they're probably a more physical team than we are and the way we drove. Even some of the guys are laughing when they weren't calling fouls.
And it's a thing, too. This is a thing, Scott. If you're playing and the team that you're playing against is more physical than you are, the referees seem to concede to that.
Yeah.
That's why we talk about you have to match their energy. If you can't come out and match their energy, they usually let the teams that the most aggressor have their way.
No doubt. All right, games going on currently. You've got the Cavs absolutely blowing out the Knicks. How about that? Cleveland 126, New York 89. Wow.
We know Cleveland is playing some great basketball, but I didn't think that they would be able to walk all over the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks are a very good basketball team also.
No doubt. Now, in fairness, the Knicks are on a back-to-back traveling.
I ain't trying to hear all that.
Yeah, I hear you. You don't want to hear it.
That's part of the league. We all go through it.
I got you. Speaking of those Magic, they're leading the Grizz right now, 91-85. How about this? John Morant was also caught a part of the burglary sting. His house was also hit.
I'm not for that. I'm really, really, really. Which house was it? Because he has a couple. Was it the one in Memphis or?
I don't know. Great question.
Because I'm like this too. The guys that are getting hit, these guys are multi-millionaires. When it first started to become a thing, Scott, I'm sorry, I'm hiring the best security I can for whenever I'm on the road. I might have security like Fort Knox at my spot when I'm on the road.
Yep, I hear you. Bucks, again, without Portis, they're leading the Wizards 99-84. I'm sure they can beat Washington without Portis. Heat and Raptors 72-71. You've got the Pistons, who are currently in a playoff seed, beating San Antonio on that back-to-back 36-27. It's early in the first quarter there. The Mavs over the Pels early on 34-22. Later on tonight, you've got the T-Wolves in Houston, the Thunder at the Jazz, and, of course, the game we are most focused on right now, Warriors and Kings. Lots to talk about, plenty of matchups to go into. We'll take the break, and when we come back, we're going to get you to our Ginger and Hammer injury report for this one. Game night brought to you by our good friends at Power Business Technology. Experience how the power of family can help your business office equipment needs today. Contact them at 844-POWER-BZ or go to powercopiers.com. Ed Rowe, the owner of Power Business Technology, he'll be in the house tonight along with his PBT crew. All right, game night continues live from Tom Watch Bar when we continue Sacktown Sports 1140.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is what makes us different from other law firms. At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether we need to file suit, or even take it all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to you and your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with the California Army National Guard. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Elk Grove Honda reports that Honda has earned 3 coveted 2025 Car and Driver 10 Best Awards for the 3rd year in a row, honoring the Honda Civic, Honda Accord, and Honda CR-V. Honda Accord wins for a record 39th time. You can see and drive all the new 2025 award-winning models at Elk Grove Honda and see why Honda cars and trucks continue to impress the critics. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Henry Turner here. Craving something extraordinary? Go visit my friends at Howard Gumbo, a family recipe straight from New Orleans. Their gumbo is packed with all kinds of seafood and drowned in their famous roux. They even have Southern-style catfish and red beans. Check out the $5 gumbo and specials on the weekends. It's so good, you'll be back for more. Catering available. Open Thursday and Friday, 11 to 8, and Saturday and Sunday, 2 to 8. They're located at 2120 Marconi Avenue in Sacramento. Tell them the High Flyer sent you.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the game night right here, Sacktown Sports 1140. You know, High Flyer, the greatest thing about being on remote,
what's that?
We have headsets on. We're about ready to come back on there. We're talking to each other, and somehow people who walk by, they have no understanding that we're actually on the air, or we might be talking like they're full-fledged trying to have conversations with us. We have headsets on. We can't hear a word they're saying. We love them, don't get me wrong, but it's just like, how do you not see that?
You know what, Scooter? It's all a part of it, bro.
It's all fun.
You know what? And I appreciate it. You know,
I do too.
We have the fans come by and they want to talk.
We're making fun of it.
They
Yeah,
want
we're
to
just
ask
having fun.
questions. I appreciate it big time.
I do too. It just always cracks me up. This place, Tom's Watch Bar, is the place to be. Huge crowd tonight, getting ready for the Kings and the Warriors. And what do you think? Is it split 50-50 right now between Kings and Warriors fans? A lot of blue, as you said.
It's a lot of blue around here, Scott. I mean, you know, I do see some Sacramento Kings still sprinkle in, but we know the Golden State Warrior fans travel well.
Sure.
You know, and especially when it's just right down the road, they definitely show up and show out.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, let's get to the Gingery and Hammer injury report for this game tonight. Again, if you're ever in an injury, just call Gingery. The Warriors, no Kuminga. We talked about the ankle injury. He is out. We'll see when he comes back. The Kings, the great thing about the Kings, this is reminiscent of 2 seasons ago. They're fully healthy. They have not had a significant injury for a period of time right now.
You know, they definitely have been able to, you know, go up against teams that have been undermanned. But, Scott, they haven't been able to really take advantage of it and make it work towards their advantage going up against these undermanned teams. Even the teams that they went up against that were undermanned, the Sacramento Kings bumped their heads. They didn't get the win.
Right.
You know, the 03 year, they were able to take advantage. You know, they would grow up against teams and they were able to win those games. So, you know, right now, you're going up against an undermanned Golden State Warrior team. You got to come out, man. You got to take care of business.
Got to take care of business. As we said, the Kings have won the first 2 games in the series. A win tonight, they get the tiebreakers, and that could be huge.
For sure. You know, to win this game tonight is definitely going to put the pressure on because we got to go back down there one more time.
Yep.
You know, so when you talk about the rivalry, if the Kings don't win this game here tonight, it's not going to mean basically nothing when we go back down there because the Golden State Warriors are going to look at the game like, oh, well, we beat you on your floor.
Yep.
We're definitely going to beat you on our floor. But if the Kings can squeak this one out tonight, oh, that last game at Chase is going to be off the chain.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, obviously both teams are different. You've got Jimmy Buckets with the Warriors. You've got Zach LaVine, Valanciunas. You've got Jake LaRavia. How do you assess some of the matchups tonight? Does it still start and stop with Steph?
Come on, man. Has to. Has to. When you still have a Steph Curry, you know, when you look at all these players on both of these rosters, Steph Curry name still reigns supreme.
Yeah.
He still is a guy that can put a team on his back and carry them. He's still a guy that can make things happen, that can change a game. You know, some of the complimentary players aren't what they used to be. You know, they're still trying to, you know, get their mojo back. But Steph has been the guy. He has been the head of the snake. He has been the end-all, be-all to the Warriors' success.
Yeah, no doubt. And obviously the Kings did a great job against them last time. They really frustrated Steph Curry. DC sent the double-team blitz against Steph. He had a subpar night. He only finished with 14 points. His shooting was atypical for him. He only took 11 shots that night, only hit 1 3.
I would say this. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. I still think that I would probably run that exact same defensive scheme against Golden State. Understanding they got Jimmy Buckets.
Yeah.
Okay. Draymond's back on the floor, but still make someone else besides the chef do the cooking. See if they can make that same rule.
Last time it was Andrew Wiggins who had a big game. Of course, he's been moved. He's in Miami now. Jimmy Butler is in. How do you go about defending Jimmy Buckets?
You know, Jimmy is almost like a carbon copy of DeMar because he isn't a big three-point shot volume guy. He isn't a guy that speeds you up. He plays at his pace, but he's so methodical at what he does that, you know, he shines out there on the basketball floor. So, you know, whoever gets the call, you know, is it going to be Keegan Murray? Does Zach LaVine seem a little bit? Is it going to be Keon Ellis? I don't know. The thing about it is that you just have to guard him as tough as you possibly can and try to make him uncomfortable. He's one of those guys to where he's too good to be stopped.
No doubt.
So you just have to make him uncomfortable, try to hold him under his average.
How about Keegan Murray getting engaged?
That's what I say. Keegan Murray?
Yeah.
I said Keegan first, number one. I think Keegan.
No, I'm saying Keegan got engaged is what I'm saying.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
He needs to be engaged tonight, but he got engaged.
Yeah, he needs to be both. Engaged and engaged.
Exactly. Exactly right on that one. All right. It was the role players for the Warriors who had some big games. Moses Moody was really good up here last time. Buddy Hield, of course, he'll get his reaction tonight inside the G1C.
That's the thing, Scooter. When you cut off the head of the snake, someone else is going to be able to feed. Someone else is going to be able to feast. And, yeah, they're going to have good games. But are they going to have a game good enough to win?
Yep.
And that's where you want to be. Moses Moody had a very good game. Buddy Hield knocked down some shots. Yes, they're going to do that. But they're not going to knock him down like Steph knocked him down.
Nope. All right, let's talk about the Kings offensively. You're saying let's run some plays for Zach that he's comfortable with.
Run some plays for Zach that he's used to, that he's familiar with, okay? Utilize the big fella down low. I want to see Valanciunas touch the ball, and I want to see him touch the ball in a scoring position, not just setting screens. Use him down low and see if he can punish some of these second-tier centers he's going up against.
I'm interested to see how much time Markelle Fultz gets as the backup point guard.
That I don't know. Because, now we're back to a situation to where we're going to be very tight at the guard position. We're still trying to find more minutes for Keon Ellis.
Right.
So it's one of those situations to where, okay, where is those minutes going to come from? And I guess we were thinking about a lot of them might be coming from that point guard position. But Markelle Fultz is here, so this is another guy to where how are you going to integrate him into the game?
Great point. I do think we can count on Keon getting close to 30 minutes on a nightly basis. He's earned it.
He's earned his minutes, yes. I mean, he's playing very good basketball. But if you're not going to play a small ball type lineup out there, his minutes might drop, Scott. I mean, because I'm sorry. You got a two-time All-Star in Zach.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
You got a six-time All-Star in DeMar. That's the 2-3 lockdown right there.
Right? Yeah.
So now, and you got Malik Monk that's at the point guard position that's playing great basketball. There's not too many, a lot of other minutes to be sprinkled around, especially in a large type of sum that we think Keon needs to be playing. That's the hard thing that, Doug and his crew are really going to have to figure out, because you got some guys that deserve to be out there on the floor and some guys that can help you. But then again, you've got your starting five.
No doubt. That's going to be the challenge for Doug to manage all these minutes.
Right.
All right. Other things we're looking for tonight as the All-Star break is over, the Kings and Warriors are back out on the floor.
My number one thing is to utilize the big fella down low. I really want to see Valanciunas go to work. I know what this young man can do. I've seen what this young man can do. I know that he can give the Sacramento Kings more than what he's doing. And then on the defensive end, fellas, you have to pick it up. You might not be a Herculean guy on the ball defensively, but as a team, you guys got to come together and make this thing happen, because if you can't stop anybody, no matter what we're talking about on this offensive side, you have to be able to play defense.
All right, you have your cape with you? You might have to fly from here to the G1C to get through everybody.
No, I'm going to get through, man. I got ways.
Somehow I think you do have ways.
Oh, yeah, I got ways.
You clear your own path.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's going to do it for game night. High Flyer's going to race over to the G1C. He'll be on for Kings Live pregame with Jason Ross. Our thanks to Tom's Watch Bar for having us out here tonight. What an incredible setting it is. Packed house to watch Kings and Warriors. Come on down to the Doco. If you're not one of those lucky ones who has a ticket into the arena, this is just almost as good as that. Coming up next, Kings Live pregame. 7 o'clock tip tonight. The G-Man with the call. Kings and Warriors. Kings looking to get the season series lead and secure all the tiebreakers tonight against Steph Curry and company. Keep it tuned all evening long. We got you covered right here. Sacktown Sports, 1140.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the